What is up, everyone? It is Kurt Yazdi. Welcome to the show. I'm super pumped to have you on today's episode. We are getting into the mid-20s here. We've been putting in a lot of great content. We've been really going down this path of sales. And what I want to talk about on today's show is the value of making your presentation punchy. Early on, it's really critical that you actually get into the meat of the presentation and jump right in. So stay tuned because we're going to really talk about that and discuss ways you can do that and cut through and get to it. So what do I mean by presentation and punchy? Well, when you open your call with the customer, the prospect, you really want to be thinking like, how can I get through the noise? There's a million people calling. As you know, as a consumer, you get a lot of calls. There is so much noise out there in the marketplace trying to reach your prospect. You need a way to actually break through. But most people misunderstand what they mean by breaking through. Are you trying to yell on the phone? Are you trying to have a really concise presentation? There's so many different ways to do it. But what I really mean by this is you got to speak to the value. You got to put yourself right in your customer's shoes. What is this person thinking? When I get a phone call from a prospect, what's important to me? Rarely ever do I hear someone tell me or call me on the phone and it's like, Kurt, this is something that I think you really need, and here's why. Let me tell you and give you the 10, 20, 30-second rundown. I believe this could really benefit you. I don't get those calls. I should get those calls. I wish more people would call me and do that for me because I would really value those sales reps, but I just don't get them. And what I see here in our business is we're calling into an industry where there's a lot of noise and a lot of calls that are happening. So I'm not exactly structured in this presentation on how I'm going to talk to you guys, but what I want to really dive into is how do you touch on the value point that's most important and how do you relate it to your prospect?
Welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
So the first thing is to think about your customer. What exactly does their day-to-day look like? When you call them, what are they doing? In our case, it's a real estate agent. They're running around, showing property, dealing with customers, handling paperwork, working on transactions, coordinating phone calls. So when we call, we don't have a lot of time because they're constantly multitasking and working on transactions to get through to the noise. The second thing you gotta think about is all the competition that your customer actually gets. So are all the calls, what do the calls sound like to the prospect? Does your call sound just like the next call? Or are you actually differentiating yourself? So in our case, instead of saying, "Hi, Mr. Jones, I'm Kurt with Crush for Ties," you could say something like, "Mr. Jones, I know I can get you more business. My name is Kurt, I'm with Crush for Ties. I know you get a lot of calls like this, but this call is one you're gonna wanna hear. Let me give you 30 seconds. If you don't like what I have to say, you can hang up on me." Can you feel and hear the difference? Something like that, where you're putting yourself in the shoes of the prospect. You're actually getting yourself to relate to them in a way where it's like, oh, okay, fine. Geez, this guy clearly jumped on. He knows what he's talking about. He's trying to get into it. In fact, we're training. If you watch the last video, which came out actually today, this is Tuesday, the 9th of October. But if you watch the video that came out earlier this afternoon, you would see that I was working on scripts and actually interrupting. But even to get further down the pipeline and making your presentation punchier on the open, you won't get as much of an interruption if you actually can spit it out quick.
Hello?
Mr. Ribbon. Well, hello, sir. My name's Chris Gardner. I'm calling from Dean Witter.
Yeah, Chris.
Yes, Mr. Ribbon, I would love to have the opportunity to sit with you to discuss some of our products, and I'm certain that I could be of some assistance to you.
Can you be here in 20 minutes?
20 minutes, absolutely.
Just had someone cancel. Come now. I'll give you a few minutes before the 49ers. Come on. Monday Night Football, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
You won't get as much of an interruption if you can spit it out quick. So by that, what I mean is you want to say your value right off the bat, almost before you even introduce yourself. So when someone's like, hello, you're like, hey, this is why I'm calling. I really think I can do this for you. I don't think you're doing this. My name is Kurt. I'm with this company. But again, I've got a 20, 30-second package here to give you some information. Did I catch you at a bad time? So it's all about bringing the value very fast. Keep it tight. Continue to work on a script because scripts are valuable. They can be refined. They can be improved. They're tested. They're one control variable, and they really allow you to kind of move forward in the process. But the beauty is once you dial in the script and you have a good script to work off of, you're gonna have great ways to speak. You're gonna have great ways to always open that conversation that are pretty proven. Most prospects are gonna be the same type of prospect. They're gonna have the same challenges. They're gonna hear the same pitch. So once you find that way to connect with your prospects and you've got it documented, you're gonna be able to basically roll on forward and develop consistency. You're not gonna get stuck in a rut where you don't get to progress forward. So again, make your value pitch, go unconventional, get out of this routine of introducing yourself and your product and service and telling people you can get them more business. Open up and tell them why they should listen to you. Tell them why you're different. I'm different because I know what you're doing right now and my product complements that. I'm different because we have a lot of clients who tried our service and jumped off of yours to do this. I'm different because I think you're not doing this. And what we're doing is very different than everything else out there.
He took on there at working well. Oh, look out! Darginian down for the first time!
So you're making yourself differentiated on the, literally on the open of your introduction, and then that gets you into the dialogue. It gets you into the meat of the discussion where you can really, really sell. And that's where you want to be. You don't want to be an answering machine that's just regurgitating a presentation. You want to be having that conversation, getting to the meat of what's most important to your prospect. So this was kind of tight. I wanted to keep it really, really concise, but I really think this is really valuable. Drop me a comment. Send me a message. Let me know how you get your presentation out. How do you open your prospects? What are you doing to get your dialogue going with your potential customers and really get them there? And I'm talking cold calls. Everybody can do a warm lead. You can do a warm call, but I'm talking like reaching out, getting in front of the noise, like actually making money with the phone. So until next time, keep watching, keep staying tuned. I hope this was valuable. And as always, keep crushing.